All right. Hi, Capricorn. Happy Halloween. Welcome to your reading. Ooh. We got Capricorn in reverse with the Devil card. Or, sorry. The Devil card in reverse. Okay. So, I have some very exciting news for you guys. I started a Fiverr account, so if you're interested in getting a personal reading, the links are in the description. And the deck that I'm using, wow, you guys have a lot of reverse energy. The deck that I'm using this week is called the Deviant Moon Tarot. Yep, I'm definitely using the deck upright. But it's by Patrick Valencia. Wow, you guys, I feel like you guys are really emotionally and energetically charged right now, I feel. So for a lot of you guys, I think it might be a good idea to just like burn some sage. Maybe, you know, try some meditation, you know, just organize your sort of mental and energy. Just because I'm getting a lot of chaotic energy right now, and I feel like that's not really your guys' forte, especially with that, because you guys are the ruler of the 10th house of structure in career, so I feel like you guys are having a lot of chaotic energy right now, and that's throwing you really out of whack, especially with this Devil card that it's in reverse. And like the cards are flying out, but they're not really, they're flying out in too big of groups. Oh, and I saw the Queen of Wands that had flipped over in the deck. And I now just saw the Nine of Swords. And the Three of Swords, so you guys might be dealing with a fire sign who has broken your heart, sort of taken away your stability. And then there's your stability right back with the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like that's how you feel right now, a little sort of like really back and forth, chaotic, not quite stable the way you would like. Yeah, there's a lot of reverse cards. Just a lot of weird energy right now. Because like normally when I shuffle, I don't really get a whole lot of reverse cards, like maybe one or two a reading. And then this one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in reverse, which is, this is a larger reading than I normally do anyway. Just because I felt like that was the amount of cards that you guys were going to need this week. So, right off the top, you guys have the Devil card, which was the very first card that came out. It's a card of Capricorn in reverse. So that tells me that a lot of you guys aren't feeling in your energy right now. A lot of you guys are feeling like, really, there's someone in your energy who's maybe trying their best to help, but like the way it's worked is just leaving you out of whack. Just because, like, okay, so Queen of Wands, right? I saw her in the deck, but I didn't see her pop up. I see the Temperance card, which is the card of Sagittarius. I see the Knight of Wands. I see the Page of Wands, both in reverse. And I see the Empress. So I'm under the impression that you guys may have wanted to pursue some kind of a fire sign, possibly a Sagittarius, but I'm also feeling that it could have been an Aries, and it didn't work out. I feel like it really didn't work out, and that sort of left you really out of whack. Because I see a lot of what should be good cards, right? I see the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, I see the Six of Cups, you know, like there's a lot of good energy, but then there's the Two of Swords, the Moon, the Four of Swords, the Judgment, you know, like I'm getting like, oh, and also the Five of Cups, like basically what I'm getting here is I don't think that this fire sign person was for you. Because with the Four of Cups really sort of encapsulates it for me. You know, you could have had, like, I think it's telling you that if you were to choose between like sort of a lower vibrational energy relationship and then like a really high vibrational, like meaningful soulmate kind of energy ship, I think that you guys sort of wanted the like, whoever this is wanted that relationship more than like putting in the work and having like a more meaningful relationship. Well, not to say that like some relationships are more meaningful than others. Well, I mean, they kind of are, but what I mean here is that I don't think this person was for you. I think that you didn't have a soul contract with this person, and the way things played out, like, it just wasn't for you. I think that with this Five of Cups, like, normally a Five of Cups is a bad thing that happens, but then there's a little bit of good left. I feel like because it's in reverse, this is a good thing that happens, but you feel that little bit of bad, and that leaves a sour taste in your mouth, right? Because you really wanted this relationship, but I think it's better off in the long run if you didn't. Just because there's like so many cards and so many different like scenarios that I'm reading for, as I'm reading for them, I'm going to start taking it off the cards and just sort of compiling down the reading a little bit. Because with this Knight of Wands and this Page of Wands, I'm definitely getting that you guys, like, it's in reverse. So the energy of wanting to go forth and have this relationship was there, but I feel like because it was in, like, these are pages and Knights of Wands, right? So the Wands energy isn't always the most stable, right? It's not like the Page of Pentacles or like the King of Pentacles, you know, where it's like a long-term stable relationship. So I think that this had passion, and it definitely, I think the fact that these are in reverse meant that it was mostly passion from one side going to the other, right? So it wasn't reciprocated so much as it was just coming from you. And I think that's why the relationship didn't really work out, because I'm getting, it's almost like it was unrequited love, or maybe some kind of like you really admired this person but it didn't work out. Because here's the Empress. So I think that one of two things. I think that for some of you, this person felt like they were your Empress, but they actually weren't. And I think that for the other group of you, like, not having, or rather, sorry, the other interpretation is that instead of this person being your Empress, you know, your Empress is right around the corner, right? So with this Temperance card, definitely, like, the balance wasn't there. You know, the Temperance talks about tempering fire with water, but the fact that it's in reverse tells me that it was an unequal and sort of not a beneficial setup for you guys. I think that's why this Empress is here, sort of telling you that it just wasn't this person, and I think that there's someone else. Because it's really interesting that this Empress has almost this like crocodile coming out of her, underneath her. So it's like there was this element that wasn't quite like that. And like I was saying, like, the soul contracts and whatnot, the Four of Cups talks about higher level relationships. It talks about having something in the physical, but wanting even more, wanting something more sort of spiritual or sort of meaningful. And I think that you guys sort of fell into this energy of not wanting that, not wanting to work towards that, and just wanting whatever it was that this relationship was. And I totally understand that, but I think that this ship has sailed in that regard, and I think that you guys should sort of move on from this situation is what it's telling me. And like I was saying, with the devil in reverse, like, the devil is a bad person. Not to say that Capricorns are bad, but like, the devil in itself, when it's not talking about Capricorn, is talking about somebody who's an element in your life who's toxic, right? So because it's in reverse, I'm getting the impression that you didn't see this person that way. And the Empress was here earlier, so I'm feeling that you thought that this person was a good person, but with that Four of Cups, it just wasn't what you should be. Like, I don't want to tell you what you should be looking for, but like, I feel like your higher self has something set up for you, and you're not, what you were doing didn't quite line up with that. And with this Four of Swords, like, I feel like you should have slept on this situation, in the sense that like you shouldn't have taken it, but because it's in reverse tells me that you sort of took action in a place where like, it wasn't your place to, it wasn't like your soul contract to really like, what are the words I'm trying to say here? I feel like this is how you felt with this person. Things didn't really come naturally. I feel like there could have been a lot of attraction, a lot of sort of lust energy, but like, it wasn't fair. It wasn't sort of higher vibration. And I think that's why, when everything was said and done, you ended up with this Ace of Swords energy, but in reverse, right? So now you're a little bit confused, because you thought this was going to go through, and I feel like for a lot of you, you may have thought this person was like your soulmate or your twin flame, and now that it's like, it hasn't happened, you're like, well, what now? But I feel like now that that has happened, you're opening up this space to where you can have this Ace of Pentacles, and it's more of a thing where now there's place for more stability. And I think this was all sort of like a thing with the Judgment card here, in the sense that there's things going on that you can't quite see, right? So I think that behind the scenes, because this person, these people are being controlled by the moon here, right? And I feel like that's sort of your higher self. I feel like you have contracts with people and things that you're meant here to do. And with the Judgment, I feel like you were just putting your energy somewhere where you really hadn't planned to put your energy, right? With the Six of Cups, I feel like you have a real soulmate who will really make you feel like your inner child again, but it wasn't this person. And with this overall energy of the Two of Swords, I think that you're in a position where, like, well, what if it was? What if it wasn't? What if it was? What if it wasn't? And I think that you just need to trust your intuition. And I feel like if your intuition was to go for that person, then definitely, like I said, meditate, you know, sort of burn some sage, really try to do some inner work, and then see where that takes you. But I'm sorry, Capricorn, that this was a very different kind of a reading, but that was your reading for this week, for this time around. And if you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel. And I personally would really love to know if this kind of reading resonated for you guys. If you liked sort of seeing me with my hands more instead of like a still picture, like, definitely say if you'd like more movement or whatever. But if you liked the reading, please subscribe and tune in next Monday, because that's when I upload my readings. And I hope to see you guys there.